Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
It's nice to hear from you, Charlie.
I can't hear you, Nate. You're gonna have to say it louder into my necklace of ears.
Do you get it yet?
Really defeats the purpose. If you want people to hear you, you don't cut their ears off, man. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't see the logic in that.
Dr. Dolph Lundgren does not have to explain his logic to anyone.
I guess. Chemical engineer scientist Dolph Lundgren. Oh, and Mr. Badass Jean Claude Van Damme did not get his ears cut off in this, thankfully.
Nope.
He did almost get his manhood cut off, but thankfully it was lower.
I mean, his manhood was out and about quite a bit in this movie, and there was a lot of shots of that butt.
It's contract, man.
That ass has to be shown.
There's like so many frames that Van Damme ass has to be in a movie.
In the contract.
It's in his contract.
It's actually at the very top of the line of the contract.
It's first.
Yeah.
You actually
24 frames of my ass will be shown in this movie.
You're not signing Van Damme. You're signing Van Damme's ass. That's what it is. Van Damme just comes along for the ride. You know, that's just happens.
And then he gets to keep all the jeans on set after the movie's done.
I would expect that. Who else is going to fit into Van Damme jeans? You know, I mean, really.
Yeah.
What's wardrobe department going to do with that?
You put on those jeans, they're like, oh man, the ass, it's gone.
Yeah, I'd have to like have ass pad in order to fill out Jean Claude Van Damme ass. Although they would be like high waters to me because I'm about as tall as Lundgren.
You'd be wearing khakis, not khakis. What are they called? Capris. Capris.
There you go.
Khaki is a color.
Well, I mean, khakis are considered like a dress pants too, you know, so it's not just a color. But we know what you're talking about, Nate.
Yeah.
It's good. So if you haven't guessed, we are doing Universal Soldier. Oh, I feel like finally, being able to say this, it's like
we talked about doing this 2 months ago.
Easily.
But we got booked.
Yeah. Some reason this one kept getting bumped. Like, oh, we got to do this first.
Literally a kicking of the can, it felt like.
Yeah, well, Halloween comes in and Spooky Month pushes everything back,
to the
especially
side.
for the action side.
Even though this is technically a sequel to Re-Animator, we could have gotten away with it.
You know, I was having this thought the other day, considering we've done like Evil Dead, which is reanimated bodies, Re-Animator, reanimated bodies, RoboCop, reanimated bodies, and now Universal Soldier, reanimated body.
I didn't realize we had a theme here that we had picked, but
no idea.
And then when the green serum shows up, I went, "Oh, Herbert West, you're now in the military," which makes sense for part 2, as we were talking about how he's,
war surgeons. That's it. Yeah. So totally planned this out, totally themed out. This is just one of the ones I tried to sneak in during Nate's emo phase that he's had with these movies he's been picking.
Yes,
lately.
my dark phase.
It's just dark phase.
You got Dark Nate for the whole month of November.
In all reality, it was because we got RoboCop on 4K, and then I ordered Universal Soldier on 4K for like dirt cheap. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. And it knocks out a Dolph Lundgren movie. It knocks out a Jean Claude Van Damme movie.
We get a very young Michael Jai White,
super young Michael Jai White, a tiny Lister,
so underutilized in this movie. It's extremely frustrating.
It's criminal how unused he is. It's just
they
cool
literally
to see
line up a
Debo
shot
running around.
Where it's like Van Damme, Lundgren, Tiny, and you're like, oh yes, all right, here's our trio, and it's like, nope, they do not use him whatsoever.
No, you get more Ralph Moeller than you do Debo, which Ralph done a lot of like Gladiator movies. I think he was actually in. I think he's the one that's in Gladiator with crap. What's his name in that?
The one with Cuba Gooding Jr. That Gladiator.
No, the
Gladiator. We're talking about the real Gladiator.
Real Gladiator.
We should do Gladiator.
I think we could at one point, but what's the dude's name? Who starred that?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. That's it. See, you didn't tell me. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew right when he said that. Because I think Ralph does the thing where he fakes like dying when he tastes his food, and he does the and he starts laughing at him. But that's Ralph Moeller, who was a Unisol. I felt bad for Ralph in this movie. He died more than anyone in this movie. That's going to be fun.
There's going to be a lot of deads in this.
There's so many deads. It's insane. But that's later. This is now. Let's do trailer now. Let's get the Universal Soldier trailer out now.
It was a top secret government project.
Pack them in ice. All of them.
Designed to create the perfect soldier.
No man would ever again have to die in the service of his country.
Cryogenically preserved.
Okay, guys. Memory clearance.
Genetically enhanced.
How's the picture?
Pretty ugly.
Very funny, very funny.
Programmed to obey.
They're at the tower. Okay, here we go.
Who are these guys?
30 hostages held inside the power station at the base of the structure.
I said shut up! We're inside.
Begin phase 2.
This marks the third successful mission for the Universal Soldier.
But there was something they didn't count on.
He's not responding. GR-44, do you read me?
At the end of the mission, he became completely unresponsive.
Inside the machine is a man.
Do you really think the Pentagon would allow the regeneration of dead soldiers?
Stop the girl. Shoot if you have to.
And all it takes
Veronica Roberts, TNA,
is one memory.
You didn't do anything!
To awaken him.
Let's go! Hit it!
Traitor. Universal Soldier.
what the hell did they do to you?
Don't know. But I'm going to find out.
One can't be controlled.
Buckle up.
The other cannot be stopped.
This mission has been canceled.
I'm giving the orders from now on. I'm gonna teach them all.
Are we having fun yet?
The ultimate weapons of the future have declared war on each other.
Jean Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren.
Universal Soldier.
Stop, that is an order.
We are having fun,
That
aren't we, Nate?
Bombastic trailer.
I always try to find the shorter ones, but after I watched, that was only like 2 minutes. And there was one really short for the 4K release, which wasn't bad. They basically took this one and chopped it up. But man, I listened to this one just to hear it, and I'm like, man, this is just straight like 90s trailer, and I have to play
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it is super 90s trailer.
It basically gives you the synopsis of the movie. It just shows you all these fantastic action sequences, and it sounded great. So I was like, I'm going for it. This is a good one. So, well, speaking of that, let's go ahead and knock out our next thing. Let's do the back of the old school VHS with Dolph and Van Damme right on the cover, back to back.
I was gonna say this has one of my favorite covers of a movie from the 90s.
This is the exact one where it's like, yep, I want to rent that.
Yeah, exactly. Like this cover, it's so simplistic of like that blue tone and having Dolph and Van Damme on the cover, and the gun and the eyewear, and it's
the
like,
monocle.
what is this?
Yeah.
I want to see this, you know?
And Dad had this one on VHS afterwards, and so it was in a white box, so it stood out among like all the
And
black
I
box
think
like
that's the other thing,
boxes.
because it's a white box, like,
Yeah,
it just pops to you.
I mean the only other I'm sure there's hundreds, but in my mind and the movies we collect, the only really other white box VHS I remember was like Air Force One, because it
Oh,
had
yep, that one
the
had an
white
iconic
side.
white box, but, like, the white boxes were typically held for, like, comedies, you know?
Yeah, like the rom-coms, the comedies, but this one just white side of the box. And so, well, here's the back of that particular VHS cover. So let me find my music here. There we go. Two of the biggest action stars are together for the first time in one explosive adventure. Jean Claude Van Damme as Luke Devereaux, and Dolph Lundgren as Sergeant Andrew Scott, two soldiers who kill each other in Vietnam and are then brought back to life 25 years later for a secret government program. Known as Unisols, they're genetically enhanced, unstoppable killing machines with no memory, no feelings, and no free will. But on an anti-terrorist mission, Devereaux's memory starts to return and he escapes from the program. A superhuman chase across the country begins with Sergeant Scott in unrelenting pursuit of the man who killed him. Devereaux heads for his home and a reunion with his unbelieving parents. There, Sergeant Scott corners them for the ultimate clash of the Titans. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what also draws me in? Just seeing that Dolph Lundgren and Van Damme are headlining a movie together.
Dude, I remember when this came out. So I was about 12 when this came out. So I had already seen like Masters of the Universe, so I knew who Dolph was. Pretty sure I'd watched like Rocky 4 by that point, just because it was Dolph. And every kid my age knew who Van Damme was.
You got to
Even if
say his name. You got to say a curse word.
You
It was
didn't
cool.
you didn't get in trouble for saying Van Damme's name. Even though I probably, other than maybe some stuff on television, I really hadn't watched a Van Damme movie. I may have seen No Retreat, No Surrender, because that was not like a heavy action movie. It was just a karate tournament movie. I think it was only like PG or something like that. It wasn't like super violent.
Yeah,
He was
that
a
one doesn't even ring a bell to me.
He was a bad guy in that. And so by the time I was actually old enough to watch, because I didn't watch it when I was 12, but when I was old enough, this was one of those that was immediately like, Dad's like, okay, you can watch Universal Soldier. And God, I have a lot of favorites, but this one got played a lot when I was a kid, man, because it's
this was a movie that I adored as a kid. Now, the thing is, for the life of me, and I'm not saying this for clout or anything like that, I want to say I saw this in theaters with my uncle and aunt.
See, that would have been awesome.
I would have only been like 4, but like for some reason, I remember seeing this movie very, very, very young, absolutely loving it. And then I remember at one point, the Sci-Fi Channel was going to be playing Universal Soldier 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And I was freaking out because I did not know they made a second one, let alone a third one. The problem was, if I remember correctly, it was one of those things they were showing at like midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And like that was the only time. And I remember trying to get my parents to set up the VCR to record those at that time. But I think the VCR we had at the time was not working. So I've never seen 2 or 3. Well, they were both direct to video sequels.
Oh yeah, they
didn't
were,
have anyone.
No.
And
Nobody.
then I remember when The Return came out.
They retconned.
They retconned that, but I remember like that looking cheap and just dumb.
They went PG-13, which was all the rage at that point. Was we need all the kids to watch this movie because they were going to put like Bill Goldberg in it, Michael Jai White's in it, and in Return he turns into Seth, which is the big robot computer whatever that puts itself in a body, which is the buffed out Michael Jai White. Megadeth did a music strictly for the movie. I think it's when they did Crush 'Em. When that came out.
I remember it got rid of the iconic the monocle, and
Oh
you
yeah,
replace it with safety glasses, and then like all the machine guns. Like what I love about Universal Soldier is everything is still kept within our reality. You know,
yeah,
like they're using MP5s, they're using Desert Eagles, they're using regular weapons, and then
yeah,
in the return, they have these giant, big Lego block, mega block looking
yeah.
guns. And like anytime a movie does that, I'm like, I'm out.
So
Like,
reanimating dead bodies is not a problem, but if you
that's
mess
not a
up the
problem for me ever.
guns, you
Yeah.
mess up
Now
those guns, I'm out.
you mess up the firepower, you're gonna lose my attention. And even then, like with the reanimated bodies becoming self-conscious again, I do like that at some point in the movie they're just back to normal.
Yeah,
Like, they're just there's not really a they're healed or anything. There's like, no, we're no longer. We're just walking, talking corpses.
especially Ralph. Poor
Yep.
Ralph, man. That dude dies like 5 times in this movie, I swear, because you have to count that he died originally. They use him as a human body shield in the first mission
Yep. They use him as just like bait.
as bait. He gets blown up in the trailer, and they drag him back into the freezer at the grocery store. And then he gets thrown. So 4 times he gets driven off the cliff after Van Damme shoots him to death and blown up at the end. He may still have survived because Dolph survived. So there could be a Ralph Moeller Unisol just wandering around in the desert,
Looking for ice.
just trying to find a slushy machine, man. That's all he really needs. I would love to be healed by slushies. That's what you're telling me, is there's technology out there to where if I drink enough slushies, I can heal my boo-boos. I'm in.
It sounds fantastic,
I love
actually.
slushies. I'm totally in for that. No, but going back to when I saw this basically for the first time, I loved this movie, man, when I was a kid, when I was younger. This was just one of those, it's nonstop action. I could follow the storyline without any
Yeah, like, and
problem.
that's the thing. As a kid, like, you're like, oh, they're dead soldiers that came back to life, and
Yeah.
now they just shoot everything. And like, even as watching it, I watched it with my buddy Dom. That opening mission of theirs, like at the Hoover Dam, like it's even though it's been years since I've seen this, I'm like, yep, I remember this beat for beat, basically, because like it shows how perfect they are at executing a mission. And like I feel like this is one of those early movies where, 92, this is my introduction into video games, right?
Yeah.
So I'm playing my Super Nintendo and my Sega Genesis, but this feels like an early PlayStation 1 game,
Oh, yeah, this feels
Which,
like, Metal
because
Gear
this would have been
Solid.
one
Yeah.
of the VCR tapes that we would have had, this would have been constantly being played, even during when the PlayStation 1,
Oh,
aired.
it's basically like video game
They get respawns.
storyline. They get respawns. You're playing Luke
Unlimited
Devereaux,
grenade
so
cheat was on.
you're oh my god, so many grenades. Like there's always a grenade somewhere. I mean, just literally. And you know what? That's when I also learned that apparently I could throw a grenade back at someone, which is a video game
Multiple
thing.
times.
If you can catch it quick enough, you can throw it back.
Hot hands.
Hot potato, hot
Yeah.
potato. But yeah, this definitely has, like, aside from like the graphic killing and gore, this was like everything kids loved in a movie. It just felt like they wrote it for me. Let's take the biggest. This is like before Expendables. This is before like they would do a lot of crossover like movies with the big names. This was huge.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the fact that this is 92 and we're getting two big 80s action stars in the same movie.
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
Yeah, because I don't count like I said with Rocky 4 with Drago, because Dolph wasn't that huge in size. He was, but
like
in popularity,
and even at this
he
point,
wasn't.
like that was us. Like, oh, who's this guy?
Yeah. And this is also right after the fall of Canon, which is why this is a I never can say that name right. Carol Co, whatever it is, Roland Emmerich movie, because both Lundgren and Van Damme were under Canon for most of the 80s. You know, that's where
Yeah.
the Bloodsport movies, the Masters of the Universe movie come from, was all canon. So it was just kind of cool still, even that now they're not even with the same studio from there, but they were like, we need to get these two guys put together. And let me say, they played this perfectly because you're probably too young to remember, or if you looked it up, they went to I think it was the Cannes Film Festival was where the movie premiered. They got in a fight. They
Oh,
got
really?
they got in a shoving match on the red carpet. So Dolph comes up to Van Damme. Some of the video, there's no audio, but you can just see like they're arguing and they start shoving each other, and these bunch of people come in and like intervene. All an act. They did it for promotion. But it got on
because these two are known for their world acting skills. They found a way to trick everyone.
I mean, it was on every news station. It was on every newspaper, you know, magazine, everything, that there was this huge like confrontation between Lundgren and Van Damme. And Lundgren came out like a year later and said it was, you know, all an act. And then Van Damme finally came out and said, like in 2018, like, oh yeah, all that was staged. He goes, it was all promo. He goes, we're great friends. We became friends on set, and it made sense at the time because there's no viral video. That was like a viral thing that happened though. Like everybody knew about it. If you're old enough and not 4 years old. I remember we used to have like Entertainment Tonight would come on at like, I don't know, 7:30 on one of the channels. And we rarely ever watched it, but if Dad saw something he was interested in, you know, like Dolph Lundgren and Van Damme, we would watch it. And that's where I remember seeing it was on like Entertainment Tonight and them two going at each other on the red carpet. You're just like,
Oh, I remember
whoa.
E.T. They would always have all the latest Hollywood rumors and stuff.
Oh,
so,
it was pre TMZ, man. That's how we got our stuff, you know.
Next up, two action stars can't keep their cool.
They lose their cool on the red carpet
in a movie where they have to stay cool.
And it would be like the last thing they would talk about on the show.
Yeah, exactly. And it'd be like only a 30-second
that would be it.
Spot.
That would be it. But you had to watch all 30 minutes.
That when they get all that advertisement money.
That's when the news stations would do like, this cereal could kill you if you eat it, and it's in your cupboard right now. More at 11. You're like, it's like 7:30.
I know now. I might be having cereal for dinner.
I was going to eat that. I don't know which one it is.
I don't know if I'll stay up late, and then I'll eat the cereal in the morning.
Yeah, you're like, damn it, I fell asleep. What was it? Calling up the neighbor. What cereal were they talking about?
I fell asleep. Who stays up to 11? We're doomed.
Throw all the cereal out. We don't care. And it's some weird off-name brand, whatever.
Yeah, no one just being Smacky or Happy Smacks the Frog, whatever that damn cereal is.
Hey man, I ate Smacks. Shut up. I did.
God, you're the worst then.
Now I was gonna die. Honey Smacks, I think is what they were called.
Stupid cereal.
I like that frog. That was awesome.
Stand it. And I like frogs, but I hate that cereal with a passion.
What did that cereal do to you? It tried to kill me. I watched the news report.
It tried to kill me. Did you not see that news report at 11?
Diggum's a mass murderer. Did you not know that? I even know the frog's name, man. Come on.
I didn't know he had a name.
He had a name. It was Diggum. I was 12 at that time. Of course I knew what cereal box mascots were. Madman, bad mouthing Smacks on here. That's
hey man, if it wasn't a tiger telling me they're great, then I want nothing to do with it.
We always had Frosted Flakes. God, why are we talking about cereal?
Because it's the 90s and we would be eating our bowl of cereal while putting on Universal Soldier. Duh.
I this is another one where I'm like, I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. Because there would be summers I would put it on.
But yeah, like I know I definitely watched it a lot as a preteen. And one of the things like when it, came across the screen, Van Damme. It's like a film by Roland Emmerich. I'm like, oh, really? He
Right.
made this? Like, if anything, it's kind of amazing that there isn't like 19 million explosions throughout the whole thing.
There
Like,
kind of are. I mean, really, if you go
there
back
is,
and
like,
look at it,
that's the thing. Like, I kind of wish he would go back to making an action movie of this status, because like now all he does is like the giant end of the world blockbusters, and like
yeah,
they've been making less and less return at the box office. Like, I think we
yeah.
as society are tired of seeing The Day After Tomorrow 19 different ways.
Oh,
I
the
know the
whole
last one was like the moon was trying to kill us, and I remember seeing that trailer going, I have absolutely zero desire to see this.
the whole apocalypse or nature taking back over movies, that's run its course,
Yeah,
and
he
now
did
it's
that.
like,
He did 2012. Like,
oh yeah,
it was just like, and then he did the sequel to Independence Day, which I never even saw.
I still haven't watched that either.
Yeah, I just had zero desire. Like, I swear, everything this dude has made over like the last like 10 years, I'm like, I'm kind of over it. I honestly think the last thing that I enjoyed was the Patriot.
I did like The Patriot. I got that on DVD. I got that. I've had Universal Soldier. Like I said, Dad's got the VHS. I bought the DVD. I bought this one because I bought the 4K, which comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. I only watched it on the Blu-ray because I don't know if I've said it on here. Is like I have a 4K player in my office. And the 4K TV's in the house, and I just don't want to swap back and forth. But I want to watch a 4K movie. But it was I want to say it was like sub $20 for this thing, so I bought it.
I think
And,
it was because it was on sale is when I noticed
it was on.
maybe,
Yeah,
and then I ended up not buying it like I usually
You
do.
did it again to me, didn't you? Charlie, it's on sale. We should do this movie. Cool. Let me buy it. Nate's like, I forgot to buy it.
I forgot to buy it, and then
it's like the second or third time you've done
and then
this.
as I'm like with my buddy, I'm like, oh god, I gotta watch Universal Soldier still, and I was like, I gotta figure out what it's streaming on. Thankfully, it was on HBO Max.
Oh, was it on HBO?
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
not
knew no
so
matter
bad.
what, I'd be able to rent it. This isn't one of those obscure titles. That
No.
are like, shit, the internet deleted it from its history. Now we have to forget it even exists.
It did come with a digital copy of mine, but it said expires in like something 20. So I was like, it might work. I don't know. I wasn't going to risk it sending it to you, and you'd be like, oh, it doesn't work. But nah, again, one of those movies I don't mind rebuying to get better. Here comes Charlie on that stupid soapbox again of sometimes these movies are too damn clean and you ruin the feel. And honestly, it's not so much the entire movie, it's the Vietnam segment. It was too clean. Like I felt like they were on a film set.
Well, it's one of those, yes, exactly. Whenever movies would do like a prologue like this, it always felt like these scenes were tacked on at the very end and like, let's just get it done and quick and out of the way.
Yeah.
Because of like how dark they try to make it be. Like they're trying to make sure like you don't feel like you're in the jungle whatsoever. You don't feel like you're in a village. You feel like you're dealing with flash, like strobing lights is your explosions basically.
Like you can tell the fire is propane fire because it's almost like flowing. It's not like something that was burning.
Like
and
turn
I get
the fire
it.
on and action, kick him,
Like,
explosion, got it.
I could make out that the dead bodies around were obviously dummies, like that really obvious. Although I did see that the girl that got blown up by the grenade was missing an arm, and I don't know if I'd ever picked up on that before.
Oh, I don't know if I noticed that one.
Yeah. Fun fact, the couple that they kill in Vietnam are the same actors at the dam, which is what triggers Van
what
Damme.
triggers Van Damme to malfunction.
They use the same actors, so he sees the faces basically, and it just kind of helps, like that's what made him like, oh, what something not right.
One of the things that cracks me up though, all right, so 1969 is when Van Damme and Dr. Dolph Lundgren kill each other.
Yeah.
And then we don't see these bodies. They don't age whatsoever. They're dead. Herbert West gets a hold of them, reanimates them, and then they get to be in present day 1992. So over 20 years has passed, and now we finally get to utilize the Universal Soldier, Which means back in 1969, there was a mad scientist, Dr. Herbert West, going, no, we need to keep these bodies on ice. Trust me.
I like the Herbert West thing, but it's also, I'm pretty sure, the guy from NYPD Blues
I thought it
or
was the
one
guy
of.
from Law and Order.
Oh, maybe it's Law and Order. It's one of those
He's
crime
definitely
shows.
from one of those 90s like law shows that my grandpa watched.
He's like,
for sure.
he always reminds me a little bit of Robert Stack. He almost
Yeah.
has that kind of face to him.
He reminds me, like, I don't know why, but his face is the 60 Minutes voice. Like, I don't know who does the voice of 60 Minutes, but he's got the face of that guy.
That's the face I put on the voice. You know, it's like when you listen to the radio and you finally see that DJ and you're like, you're not the DJ.
You're a troll.
Your voice does not match your face. And I call shenanigans. But yeah, it's
heavy on fake science, which I adore.
Oh, I love the fake science in this.
Yeah, like
I
the
love
fake
the
science in this. Because it's like, no, we'll use these dead soldiers to be our new soldiers who will do everything at our command. Because we always, as you know, a military operation, have to ensure that we are spending all our money on the perfect soldier.
Right, you know, but it's kind of weird that we want to use the dead soldiers so that we don't waste all of our live soldiers. But when you need to replenish the dead soldiers, don't you need live soldiers to be dead soldiers?
Well, eventually we'll run out of. We won't need the alive soldiers anymore, but we got to make sure these 6 dead soldiers really do a good job.
Yeah, except for when you use them as human body shields to absorb bullets.
And then eventually when they do malfunction, their malfunction is going to be they just turn back into human. Who can take shots of Bane's muscle juice.
They, in return, they reverse Luke Devereaux's stuff. You know,
that means that this dead man has to get a social security card again. He has got to get a passport again. Like they take the dead cells out of him and put him and give him good new alive cells.
Probably. I'd say you can use the same social security card. You just got to get a new, a reissued one.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
true.
you're probably right on everything else, though.
But
You gotta
going
get
to
a
the
driver's
DMV is going to be a
license.
bitch.
I mean, he was 50 years old in this movie. You know,
Yes.
Which now I'm looking at this as 42, going, he does look good for 50. You know, trying to do the math in my head is. How old was he in 69? You probably 20 something. I don't know.
Talk about a movie that I mean, honestly, right after the Vietnam scene, just it's nonstop 90s action. It's exactly what you want from a 90s action movie. You have so much destruction that happens in this movie.
Dude,
and so much fist and just kicks. There's a scene where Dolph Lundgren kicks 3 gentlemen in a row.
Yeah.
He locks his leg like a gun and unloads his leg like a gun.
Pop, pop, pop. Yep. With his arms behind his back.
Yes.
Because he's standing in front of these like biker country guys with the little short dude with the hat. You know, I like your belt buckle. God, he takes the belt buckle and he wears
Dolph
it later.
In this movie has a thing of respect, I'd say, for anyone that wears a hat. Because there's a moment where he's losing his mind in a deli department at the local grocery store. And he's giving this speech about how like the war's never over and everyone's a traitor. And he's looking at another gentleman wearing a hat. Like, you get it. You're in a hat. You understand where I'm coming from, bud.
You got a point. I never thought about that. But he does look at that guy and talks to him. And then he doesn't kill the little guy. He just takes his belt buckle after holding him upside down.
Because eventually he just likes collecting stuff. Like, he does at some point in this movie become a deputy sergeant deputy.
Yeah, I saw. He's got like 5 sheriff badges on, the giant Texas belt buckle, the ears.
He's a Texas
somehow,
Ranger.
somehow he got a rattlesnake tail.
Yeah,
that's hanging from the side of his head
into his hair because he's like, well, this will look really cool.
And repaints the red war paint on his face.
Buddy and I decided that he walked from Utah to Louisiana in the bayou.
He had to have. He had
to have walked.
He just kept hitching rides and taking like car emblems as he's got a Chevy, a Ford emblem, a Dodge emblem.
Yeah, and then he's got like the little Jaguar as
He
well.
ripped the Jaguar off the front of one of the cars. It's like just he jingles everywhere he goes. They sound like spurs, but not. It's just all of his trinkets he has collected on his journey to
I came back to
Louisiana.
life only to collect trinkets and little collectibles, and I have to go to McDonald's right now because the Happy Meals has the Batman Returns toys, and I gotta make sure I get the Batmobile.
So every grenade he throws, he keeps the pin. He
Yeah, this
hangs
is
it on his.
a memory.
That's right. There's like 20 of them, so
Every
he's good
memory
for this.
begins with a grenade.
Oh, isn't that like an FTD commercial in the 90s?
I want to say it was a K Jewelers commercial. Of Every kiss begins with K, but like, I don't even know where else to like. So many walls get destroyed in this movie and shot up, and just
when he runs through those walls in the hotel, man, you're first like, this is badass. Hell yeah, go through the wall. And then this is one of the things you don't expect in this movie. And they do it so well, is the subtle comedy in this movie.
that's
Like,
the one thing. This movie doesn't have like one-liners.
No, not till the end, basically. But it's the subtle, like, even just looks of like running through the walls to get to the end, and it's a concrete wall, and she looks at him and goes, "Well, take it out." And he just looks at her. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't say anything.
He's just like, "Are you serious?" And that's all it is. And the only way they got out of that was because the one dude quit like he could literally track him from room to room, got up away from his computer. They all said, well, we've lost him, and he doesn't think to go back to his computer and look and see that they're hiding in the third room with the couple on there.
Well, they do the worst hide and seek tactic of when you ran out of time and have nowhere else to hide. So you
hide
just
under the blankets.
hide underneath the blankets and try to, ruffle them up and make it look like a pile of just blankets there.
The gun coming up out of the covers. Right?
Yeah.
The guy's face.
I just picture Van Damme as like baby cradling this man to hide. Like, that's the scene they don't show you, but his chest is pressed up against this other man's chest. And then, like, if you look at the bullet holes around the couple that's in this bed, it is like a perfect line around their head, like a cartoon, where it's like, you guys are the most lucky people on the planet to know that 9,000 bullets just went into this little tiny cheap hotel, and they all somehow went around you.
I love movie logic, especially in the 80s and 90s, was you just strafe across the building, period. So if you duck, you will never get hit by a bullet. I'm the one guy over there going, why don't you like shoot downward? And then they're like, oh, he's in room 1, room 2, room 3. I'd be the guy starting at room 4 and working backwards. And basically we bring in the bullets till they intersect in the middle. You're bound to hit them. I mean, it's not that hard. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, but when you're using that much guns, you're just having fun because at this point, the Universal Soldiers have been. You only get to use silencers. You don't get to explode anything. Now they're finally like, no, let it all just. We'll clean up the paperwork later. You can have fun with this one, guys.
Yeah, there's no paperwork. We're on a hunting mission basically at this point. But
I think that's one of the other great parts about this movie is it has so many locations / set pieces, and I think that's why the action sticks out more because you go, oh man, that action scene at the dam was really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, oh wait, that action scene that happens at the airport, not the airport, but the plane where it's landed.
Basically an airport. There's a runway type
military
thing that
airport
they landed
runaway, whatever. And like you get like some great car chases there. Then you get into
Really
the hotel scene. Then you get to a gas station scene, like that's what this movie does really well is by giving you these different set locations, every action piece stands out even better.
It feels like they are traveling and it's a
yeah, and
thing.
it does feel like cat and mouse of like they
except
are being
for the
hunted.
one time where they're going to the hotel and they could still track them and they go, we'll intercept them in 4 minutes. That was the longest like they pulled up to the gas station, tried to make a phone call, walked in, checked in, went in the room, got ice, all before the Unisol showed up that was supposed to be 4 minutes.
There was traffic, and they also, you know how sometimes you hit one red light
You
and
hit
then you
all
get
of them.
past it, and then you hit all of them. You're like, why? Why? You know?
Yeah.
And then there was also, that was also the day that the Amish convention was going on.
The buggies.
So then all the buggies were right in front of them.
Yep.
It was just bad timing.
That's one of the things that's so weird when you travel northern Ohio is getting behind the buggies.
When you get to the buggies, especially when you have an Amish convention in town.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just sometimes their timing in this movie just never made any sense.
Oh no, like when they're at
whatsoever.
the gas station and they're telling the guy to park the vehicle and he's just as confused. Like, why do I gotta park this
your
vehicle?
car?
And then because, you know, you gotta have that ass being shown.
Oh, it's a
'Cause
contract.
It's gone too long without seeing that ass.
Yep. Contract.
He's like, you need to, you know, touch me, hold me.
Yeah.
Keep me
It's
close.
It's hard. Look for something hard.
Look for something hard.
Jackie
then,
is, I can hear her eyes rolling next to me. She's just like, oh my God.
yeah, because if there was anything that felt like 90s men dialogue writing that, it was that scene right there.
And then throw the comedy back in. Is that supposed to be there? Oh, yep. That's totally normal. Obviously talking about his dick. Obviously talking about that.
Like, he's so, you know, he's alive now, but he's forgot about his pecker.
Yeah, you forgot. He
forgot
never
that you're supposed to have that. Yeah, forgot how to eat. We'll get to that in a sec. But they're cutting
No, I said
out.
pee, not eat.
Oh,
pee. You forgot how to pee? They don't pee anymore?
They don't pee or poop anymore. Which I got questions about that in a second. But they got to cut out the tracking device in him.
Yeah.
They cut it out, and it's like as if the Unisols, when they get to them at that gas station, go, whoop, don't know where he's at anymore. He just cut it out of him 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's like right there. It hasn't gone anywhere.
It's the equivalent of Waterworld when they're like, where's the child on the boat? It's like, well, you're on water, and there's this tiny boat.
Somewhere.
Like, she didn't go far.
I really expected like the Total Recall thing where he puts the tracking device in the candy bar and the rat takes off with it and they're like, he's over there, and they shoot.
Yeah.
He's over there, and he shoots. I expected that, like catch a jackrabbit and let it go, and then they're like chasing it out into the desert. No, just some reason they're hiding in ice in the trunks, and Dolph Lundgren kicks some ice that's left outside. Like their problem solving is not figured out in the Unisol design yet.
No, they're very much like they take everything very, very literally.
They are the Drax of Unisols. Everything goes over their head. You have to tell them exactly what to do.
And this
maybe that's why they don't know about pee. Maybe it's just like,
maybe that's why, because no one has told them to pee. So they're just holding it in the entire time. Their kidneys are waiting to explode.
They drain them in the chairs.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. There's another needle we don't see. Ow.
Ow.
I already regret saying that as soon as it came out of my mouth.
Trying to hurt everyone.
I immediately regret what I said. I don't want that image in my head, and it's there, and it won't go away.
I love that they have the ice. You get that little foreshadow, like, oh, they had to put Van Damme back on ice.
Yeah.
Turns out Van Damme, the girl, and the gas station attendee are all hiding in 3 separate trunks. Now, Van Damme being in ice, I get, but the other 2 being covered in ice, I did not understand.
Body heat, I thought. Maybe they had the monocles that could detect body heat.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Because, yeah, like, they do, like, a fake science scan of the entire building. Go, yep, his Desert Eagle's in here. That means he's here.
The fake Predator scan, basically, is what he got.
There's another video game thing where you press down and you get to see, like, the recon. That's what that was.
Yep, that's what it is. So, I always assumed it was body heat that they were trying to elude from. Why they gave the old man his vest, not 100% sure, unless it was just a trade for the Buick.
It was a trade-off. Van Damme looked really good in that vest. He's like, you'd probably look really good in my camo gear. Maybe we should do a little swapsies.
That's right. You always got to be sleeveless. That's a Van Damme thing. You got to have
Yeah.
no sleeves. And so that gets us into the other thing Van Damme has to do in all of his movies: fight a group of dudes
Yeah.
all the time, one
Just
on one.
a gang just enjoying a nice, rousing game of pool. They have to get beaten up. And
This
in that contract, one man has to be thrown through the front window,
that's
just like in Hard
always
Target.
that's just prerequisite in any action movie. Like, Seagal will throw someone out of a window just so he can walk out of the building instead of the door that's 2 steps over.
Or, like
That's
in Above the Law, where Seagal had easily defeated the guy, and the whole room was done for, and then he still tackled that guy through the front window, and even the owner was looking at him going, ah!
that's what I mean. He just no reason whatsoever. That actually reminds me of something before we get into the diner thing. I totally forgot. Chico's in this movie. Chico's one of the terrorists at the beginning at the dam. He's got the button. Chico from Running Man, whose head explodes. Chico
I was like,
from
who are you talking about?
Chico from Commando, who got his arm cut off. Chico from Above the Law, who got hit with a baseball bat and then a samurai sword.
What?
That Chico. He's in this one too.
That's amazing.
He always gets messed up in these movies. I always feel bad for Chico. Always feel bad.
Amazing.
I just remember you said Seagal, and I was like, why does that? Oh, because I was telling it to Jackie when I saw him. I was like, it's Chico, and she's looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
So, like, I'm looking at you like, what the hell are you talking about right now?
She was already arguing with me that we covered this movie already, and I was like, no, we haven't. And she's like,
we only had one Dolph Lundgren movie on the show so far, correct? Showdown.
Yeah, Showdown's the only Dolph one that we've done.
We haven't done one with me on the show yet, so it was only a matter of time before we finally got Dr. Dolph in the show.
She was just like adamant, and I told her, no, we know what movies we do. We're doing Universal Soldier. So I come in the house right before we're getting ready to go. She goes, well, I went through all your episodes, and I went, you what? She goes, I looked through all of them, and it turns out it was Soldier I was thinking of with Kurt Russell.
That's fair.
But I was like, you didn't believe me. The person who records them and picks most of them. And she's like, I just thought, I'm like, I don't know what to say. And I told her I was going to call her out on the episode. She just gave me a dirty look. So this is me calling her out on it. I was like, I'm not going to let that slide. You're just giving me content for the show. That's all you're doing right now. Thinking it's Kurt Russell Soldier. Just because Soldier's in the name. This is Dolph Van Damme. We haven't done this one yet.
If this would have been in the proper hands, though, whether it be studio-wise or I guess creativity-wise, we could have gotten a string of at least 2 more movies where they would have added who else would the Universal Soldier fight, Like there would have been, obvious if America has this technology, so do the Brits, and so do, someone else, and like what other one malfunctions, but now we got Van Damme who we can like work with to go in and fight them. But really,
I basically think that's what the new ones are kind of doing.
I've seen because I know there's like 6 movies now.
Oh, dude, there's so many I can't even remember.
I didn't realize there's a whole Universal Soldier like world, and I've only seen one in Return. And
I have watched at least 2 of the newer ones. They always have an MMA guy. It's like the biggest, one of the bigger MMA names. They'll put him in one of these.
Oh, I gotcha.
And I know I watched one of the first ones that came out, and then I watched the one where it's Dolph and Van Damme again. And it's been so long since I watched it, I can't tell you how Dolph made it back because he's in pieces.
Well, here's what's funny. I looked it up with my buddy Dom. I was like, man, how many are there now? And I was like, Dolph comes back? He's like, oh, he's probably a clone. So I went to the Wikipedia page, started reading about it. He's like, yep, you're right. It's a clone.
Okay, that's how they did it.
So then that means someone went to the bayou, picked up his flesh from the mud, and made a clone of him.
Well, that or they probably had blood samples. I'm sure there's stuff floating
Yeah,
around.
that's just not
in
as
them.
fun though as going to the bayou and found his ear. I think.
Trying to find all the pieces.
Yeah.
He looks like what is it? It was one of the Hellraisers where it's just body parts laying there and the one eye's blinking at you and it's just laying all out there. It was I think when he got ripped apart by the chains. But this is action, not Hellraiser. Tell you what, man, let's hit a commercial before we get into the diner scene. What do you think?
Let's do
All
it.
right, let's do that.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
All right, Frank, just read from the cards.
I don't know, Stompy. This isn't what Sludge asked us to say.
Don't worry about it, little bro. Sludge hired us for this, and I know what's best.
Okay, Stompy.
Cue the music, maestro. Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down with me, Stompy, and my little brother Frank.
Hi, I'm Frank.
Yes, you are. So join us, Sludge, Mark, and Ruben as we review monster movies from all around the world.
And don't forget about the monthly contest and trivia.
That's right, peasants. You'll find extra content like the Underdogs, Monster Mash Wednesdays, Friday Night Fights, each week exclusively on our Facebook and Instagram.
So please join us at the Monster Movie Stomp Down.
Your one-stop shop for monster movie reviews, interviews, news, contests, and of course, me, Stumpy.
And Frank.
It's about speed, strength, size, and skill. In the battle to save the world.
If my $20 billion are not delivered, the hostages will die.
These heroes
We're coming.
will go all the way.
We'll have to do better than that. Okay.
Jean Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia. No! Street Fighter, rated PG-13, starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Sheik, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all, and all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling! Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
We now return to the Transformers.
Well, since I totally derailed us with my Chico montage, now we can talk about one of my favorite scenes in the movie, which is the diner scene.
Oh, yes, where Van Damme realizes that he likes potatoes.
Loves potatoes.
Because the look on his face is the face that we all have when we eat mashed potatoes.
Yes.
He took a bite and went, oh.
I like this. I like this. There was also, she brought out hot dogs. She brought out meatloaf. She brought, everything. I think
sandwiches.
At one point, before it got that bad, I would have asked about the food. This is the weird part. The people aren't wrong in this. Van Damme's kind of the one in the wrong.
He's definitely in the wrong. He also has drank 17 Pepsis, and no one should drink that many Pepsis.
No, not that many. I can't. I don't even drink Pepsi anymore.
And it might have been Diet Pepsi at that, because that was the white can.
She was drinking Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi had the lines through one of the circles. He was drinking regular Pepsi. But, I would have been pissed off if I was Hank. I'd been like, man, I've been slaving all day making this shit for you.
Behind this hot-ass, oven and grill, and you're not even going to pay me every time that we even mention the word pay? You just look at us and don't say a word? You could at least say, I don't understand what you're saying. And then they would have been like, okay, now we got to figure this out another way.
Or say, wait till, she comes back in, and then we can discuss this, Vanessa, or whatever her name was in this.
Yeah, but instead,
Veronica,
he just keeps looking at them.
And then he takes another bite, and then he's like, I don't want to hurt you. Why would you hurt him over food? That's not right.
Have you had these potatoes? They're delicious.
They're fantastic. And it'd be like, I know they're fantastic. I made them. I'm Big Hank.
I make damn
Everybody
good
knows-
potatoes in this land.
Yeah. Everybody knows Hank and his potatoes, and also that nobody can hurt Big Hank.
You ordered the meatloaf special. You get what you get, sir. You get damn good fine dining.
That's right.
And now Brenda over here is telling me you're not going to pay, and that's a problem.
Now she was a little rude from the start. I was
right from the get-go. I was not a
She's-
fan of Brenda.
She throws those plates down of the specials. I'm like, they weren't being like rude.
No, they ordered the most common thing. They didn't even like say, "Hey, I want this," but and give it like a little bit
They
more.
didn't change anything.
Yeah,
They didn't go,
like-
hey, what's good here?
They sat in the smoking section. Like,
yeah. We've heard great things about the mashed potatoes. Are they really that good? No. That waitress was not very nice, but none of these people are bad people.
no, because if anything, they all adore Hank. He has won, Chef of the Year 5 times in a row in this little town.
Yep.
And then they just see this weird guy who just keeps eating and drinking these Pepsis punch out Hank, and now they're like, "Whoa, not
Hey, whoa,
cool."
whoa. Don't mess with my buddy. Hank's my guy. You had his mashed potatoes. What you haven't had is his chili, and he's won the chili cook-off 7 times in a row.
But he only makes that during the winter season, so that's why it's not on the menu right now.
Yeah, no, but that's why everyone's there.
Come fall, come back.
They're
But
supporting
now you're not
their
welcome
local.
back because you just punch Hank.
They're supporting their local businesses. Every one of those guys would have got to eat for free for like the next month because they'd be like, "Thank you for standing up for Hank. I appreciate that."
When Hank is in the hospital and he's in a full body cast and his legs and arms are all lifted up and he
Yep.
can only write with a Sharpie put in his mouth.
Like, Hank, how do you make those mashed potatoes? And he just won't. He's like, "They'll just have to wait till I get out." But yeah, I mean, it's an awesome fight. Every Van Damme movie, you need this type
you
of
get
fight.
a head through an old jukebox.
Yep. Starts playing a song because you have to have a background song
A
to
man
a fight.
gets thrown into a pool table and knocks in a couple balls.
And the 8 ball. I mean, they lost at that one. He starts eating the popcorn off of it. I mean, it's funny. I enjoy this fight, but to this day, I'm still like, none of these people are bad. None of these people are in the
And then
wrong.
after he kicks their ass, he just leaves, and none of them have any answers to what just happened. And now they have more damages they have to pay for.
Well, she pokes her head back through the window, and he sat back down. And he's like, "I'm not done eating yet. I'm going to sit back down, and I'm going to eat my popcorn I just found. I don't know what this is. This tastes delicious."
Yeah, this is amazing. Have you had this?
So it's ridiculous, but I do love the fight. I love how they shoehorned that into it,
Yeah,
man.
they
It's
found
so
a
good.
way.
It's so good. And then we meet the Law and Order guy. We find out he's in charge. He did all this stuff, and then it's Luke's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go home." And my other favorite comedy that's not slapsticky is when she's supposed to get on the bus, doesn't. Both buses pull away, and there are like 100 cops behind the buses.
Yeah, I like that all those cops found a way to be super quiet.
That was stealth mode 100. No one accidentally poked out around the buses. They knew exactly
Also, we
where
come
to
from
stand.
small towns. We know there's only 2 cops in our small towns.
Oh,
And
yeah.
somehow this one had 22.
I don't care where your Stady depot is. There's not that many Stadies at the depot.
No,
that doesn't
not at
work
all.
like that.
And one of the 2 cops in our township, he is hiding off of one of the side roads waiting for people to speed by because he knows that's the road that everyone speeds by. And he doesn't have his lights on because he's kind of an asshole. All right.
But we all know where he hides.
But we all know. That's the other thing.
Everyone knows the hiding spots, guys. Do you not understand that? I know everywhere you guys hide. It's now that they've got cars that they
we
don't
have
to
3
have.
roads to choose from in our tiny town. It wasn't hard for the process of elimination to figure out which are your hiding spots.
Yeah, no, it was pretty easy. So that's just our neighborhood advice segment.
Yes.
We know
I
where you're
don't
hiding.
know the hiding spots in Columbus. It's a very big city.
Columbus is way different.
Way different. They don't even hide.
No, they'll just pull you over.
Yeah,
for
they just
any
pull you
reason.
over.
They don't care. Neither do the drivers. The drivers don't care. So yeah, they get arrested, which is kind of neat. It's like, okay, now it's an unusual turn that this movie's going. Because they're fugitives basically. She
Yeah,
apparently
she keeps
killed
getting
her
framed for all the
cameraman.
murders, all the blowing up at the hotels, beating
Yeah.
up 19 people at the diner. Every time there's a news segment, they just keep listing off all the
Yeah,
felonies that Veronica has done.
they show Dolph shooting the cops in the supermarket, and I'm pretty sure they say somehow she's involved. And
Yeah.
you're just like, that's a bit of a stretch, don't you think? Like,
Yeah,
somehow,
I need actually part 2 to be a legal Law and Order drama of them getting her off.
Yeah, because she was going to go turn herself in. She's like, they have to believe me because she's sitting at, Luke's parents' house at the end. And she's like, well, I'm going to go turn myself in. And I'm like, I don't think I would.
No, they're not going to believe you because you're going to walk in and start talking about how dead soldiers are actually alive and shooting people. And everyone's going to look at you and go, yeah, she definitely did murder all these people.
Her only
This
proof,
is murder talk.
So her only proof at the beginning was a couple of snapshots of dead Ralph in the container with ice. But he woke up, so technically he wasn't dead. And then she gets a folder of all of the genetic stuff because she's like, I feel like I'm back in high school. I don't understand any of this. Apparently it was done at the genetic level.
And all of that would have gotten thrown out in the courtroom because none of it was obtained legally.
That's right. It's all hearsay. You can't do that.
Now, for all we know is that she had already typed up 92 manifestos. And
They would have planted that.
Yeah.
I think they could have. Planted that. They had her number. She was not getting out of this.
But at this point, Dolph is now the one in charge, which I absolutely love when he finally takes control over the command post, of the Megatron.
The Optimus Prime trailer.
Yeah, the Transformer that they are driving around in now that he owns.
Yeah.
Because you've got the people that instantly tried to stop him, they get killed brutally. Dolph Lundgren punch a dude in the face, grab his face, break his neck. He is brutal with taking out the people that are disobeying him because now all he has is his soldiers and 2 scientists that want to inject him with the Re-Animator serum. Then Dolph is like, I need to cool down. It's been a long day. I've been in the desert. I'm going to take a nap with my machine gun. And I absolutely love that.
I like that, but I was agreeing with the other scientist guy where he's like, why did you tell him? He was ignoring the fact that he was overheating. Let him overheat.
It's because they spent $250 million per body, and we can't lose the government's money.
But they were going to inject him, and it's just like, at least let him get to the overheating because obviously they get weaker as they overheat. So maybe he would have been a little bit more, susceptible to them getting in there and injecting him. Or why do you not have vials of the serum outside of the chairs?
Yeah, why don't you have with the clone troopers where you just execute Order 66 and it shuts them down? You don't have a fail-safe at all with your $250 million project. That's on you.
For all the sci-fi kind of things to this, the only thing that was actually implanted in him was the tracking device. The face monocle headset is the only way we're communicating.
They didn't replace their eyeballs with robot eyes.
No.
The moment that they just take the headgear off, they're like, well, can't see what they see anymore.
I guess he's gone.
Yeah.
They said they had to modify Tiny Lister's because the eye monocle that they decided to put, what side, so they're making all the props. So normally you make one type of a prop. Tiny Lister actually has a dead eye, so they couldn't put the monocle over his good eye.
Oh shoot, really?
He wouldn't have been able to see. So his is the only one that's modified. And I'm like, that says a lot that they really wanted the look of Tiny Lister, because normally it'd be like, oh, you don't work with what we've already got money involved with. We're not going to spend more on basically a nameless character that doesn't do a lot.
Yeah, and at this point too, It's not like we don't know who Tiny Lister is in 1992, you know?
Right. No, I mean,
Like it feels like something we would have done in like the early 80s, not this point.
No, yeah. I mean, everyone's got to start somewhere. But I mean, even now, I just kept calling him Debo. When he walk into the hotel room, I'm like, somebody done took my bicycle. That's what I was yelling at the TV. I know this movie by heart too. I think I was aggravating Jackie a little bit because I knew all the lines like right before it would drop. I didn't need to watch this last night. I didn't need to, but I wanted to because I love this movie. Period. But it's like I can recite this movie. It's one I've let Anthony watch already. It's just other than Van Damme, but there's no nudity in this. There's language and there's some pretty gory violence.
That's one of the things I kind of was amazed by. Was this is still the time period where typically if someone got shot, you'd occasionally get a blood splatter. Like that didn't happen often. I feel like still at this point we got blood squibs, but not to like this scale. I feel like this is one of those earlier ones that really
well, I mean,
went
they did
all out
close-ups on Lundgren shooting people in the head.
Yeah,
Like,
and
they would even change the camera angle so you
could
saw
see
it
the
better.
back out. Yeah, like it made sure that you got to see it. And like when the one scientist gets the needle stabbed by the back of his head, like it pops through his cheek.
I was like, damn, that was rough.
Like this is a movie that didn't have like it felt like this would have had like the horror team doing the prosthetic effects, you know?
Oh yeah, these guys had some like horror background, stuff like that. I mean, especially with cutting off the ears. You see that soldier in the Vietnam section with his ear is gone, which always reminds me of Reservoir Dogs. The whole ear cutting scene.
Yeah,
in that movie. But yeah, I think the practical effects in this movie held up really well. Watching it last night,
they did, and that like every vehicle that is crashed is real. Even when the semi truck goes over the cliff and leads to the giant grand finale of an explosion, like that could have been miniatures, or they could have really blown up a semi.
I couldn't tell. I was looking at it.
That was one of those moments where I was like, I can't tell.
I would want to say it's probably miniature work, but again, when they cleaned stuff up too much on Blu-ray, everything kind of looked fake. It's like I could even tell when you first see the truck when it comes out of the plane that there's no way that trailer was attached to it to come out of that plane.
Yeah.
It doesn't bend that way. But
like,
when you're a kid, you didn't care about shit like that.
And when that bus like flips and rolls, I'm like, wow, they just like flipped a real bus. Like
now
you never get to see a bus flip these days, I feel like.
The whole speed segment in this movie. No, I believe all that was I feel like a lot of that was practical. Like I believe they were really on that like dirt road on that like canyon road right there. And then you can definitely tell that they're in a place like the Salt Plains or something where there's just wide open desert for them
absolutely
to do
nothing around them.
Yeah, there's no cavern, there's no cliffs, there's no rocks. So there's a couple scenes where that. So I'm thinking it probably led right up to, and then it is a miniature when it comes off because it's just really well done. And all of this is again, we're back to that whole thing of it's stunt people, it's really people doing like them rappelling down the dam was really people rappelling down the dam.
And that's why this movie like works so well because of how much you actually get to see.
Yeah. No, they don't hide things.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those where it's not the cutaways aren't as obvious. They're not trying to hide things. The punches, the fight sequences in this movie are a lot better. Of course, you have two trained martial artists, so they don't feel like it's fake,
It doesn't feel like when the leg goes up, someone's head's already like going to the back,
Right.
That kind of thing that especially is notorious for these late 80s, early 90s action movies where it's like, and turn, and turn, and turn. All right, you all got hit. Like
the only time it changes up its feel is when they're like jacked on the extra serum and he's throwing Van Damme around,
Oh, when he's throwing him 30 feet like he's Captain
30 feet.
America.
But it's also that moment where you're still like, okay, they are like enhanced,
Well, yeah, they took the Bane
beings.
serum, so
They took the Bane serum. I did like that. It's just stab it in your heart. I don't like that. I don't
especially after that needle's been in the dirt and in the mud and maybe some
Oh
cow
yeah. There was there's cow
because you're on a
patties
farm,
everywhere.
so like it's everywhere around you.
Did you recognize Van Damme's mom?
No, I did not.
Well, knowing how much you love Predator and how much you love talking about those movies.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy talking about Predator in the year of 2022.
She was the coroner doctor in Predator 2 when they bring her the spear tip and
No
she tries to
shit.
figure out what it is. That's her.
Nice. That's
I was like,
cool.
oh, it's the doctor from Predator 2. And I had her and Chico, I had to make sure I talked about because A, always got to talk about Chico, and B, Nate loves Predator. So I had to bring up a Predator reference.
I truly do love Predator. I'm just burnt out.
We should really cover a Predator movie soon.
Oh my God.
He's like, no. No, I just thought it was kind of funny to see that. I liked the whole thing. I like, coming
the whole
home.
final fight was awesome because we just get more destruction of the playground,
So this is one of the things I do like about this movie, and it leads to what you're talking about, is we saw an ending to the movie. He falls off the cliff. Dolph Lundgren is in the thing.
I looked at Dom and I was like, why is the movie still going on? Like, why are we getting a Return of the King ending? I was like, he's dead. Like
now we're
it
getting
keeps going.
But this is one of the weird things is now it's like, okay, now we actually get a conclusion. He's going home. And instead of going, well, what about, being wanted by, the government, she's like, I'm going to go turn myself in. So you kind of feel like, all right, they're just wrapping up this story.
Yeah,
Then all of a
instead of
sudden,
doing Rambo, where it's like he made it home, credits roll, which is what it should have done.
Play the
and
music.
Even when the explosion happened, I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. We didn't get like a grand finale fight. I was
No.
like, huh.
Or a close up of Dolph falling, that whole.
I was like, he's dead. We got a Michael Bay size explosion. There's no way he survived it. Like
the trailer exploded. The bus exploded.
It tumbled. There was not even a moment. We watched him go over the cliff too. There wasn't like, oh, the door opened up and he tumbled out. Because if he did, he would have tumbled out right in front of them because they're on a cliff. Like.
Yeah, because Van Damme had to like run the vehicles and jump, and he still almost fell. So yeah, there's this whole moment, and I couldn't remember as a kid what I felt when I see, because I always remember the ending.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like once they show the compound, I went, oh yeah, he gets kicked into that.
Yeah. But it's subtle foreshadowing. Like they don't like. Purposely
there's no
put the camera
subtle foreshadowing in any of this movie. There's even like, when she's having a cigarette at the gas station, hey, be careful, that'll blow up with the fuel pumps. I was like, oh, well, obviously the fuel pumps are going to blow up.
They're going to blow up the fuel pumps. But it wasn't like they purposely left the camera on the combine, whatever the machine was. But here's the other thing. And now it goes into where we're at the final confrontation where Dolph shows up. He has tied up Veronica.
Yeah.
Veronica, which is kind of cool. She's like leaving in a rainstorm. She can't just stay. You guys have been traveling for days. Spend the night. Eat some dinner.
Have some potatoes.
Potatoes. The man loves potatoes. And no, she has to immediately leave. She goes out to the car. The keys are gone. We get Dolph Lundgren and all his jingle jangle gloriousness with badges and belt buckles and ears. And so he captures everyone. And then we get this Van Damme moment that we all love. Things are on fire. Van Damme kind of raises up and he gets his ass kicked.
Oh, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Dolph throws him around like a rag doll. Like nothing is like Van Damme punches him, kicks him, nothing works. And thrown through the barn, not a bar. And you're just like, what the hell happened? Like, that was the hard target moment, with the fire behind him, the John Woo look, nothing. And it goes through the whole fight sequence. Van Damme finally gets the serum from Dolph. He injects himself, and they redo the shot again of him coming up with the flame behind him.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And now he gets to kick Dolph Lundgren's ass. I'm like, that is amazing. You
And when
guys went for it.
And when he's kicking Dolph's ass, it's like Dolph almost gets cartoonish of like after getting punched once with the super muscle serum. He's like, oh?
Yeah.
That
his
hurts?
facial expression. Oh?
And then he just keeps getting punched.
Oh my God.
And then eventually another wall gets destroyed as he gets punched through a wall.
They get knocked through everything. Another barn, the stables, all this stuff, till they get to the end. And yes, Lundgren is standing in front of this farm equipment. And even as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I know what's getting ready to happen now. And he just punch, kick, punch, kick, till finally Van Damme does one of the like his trademark moves.
He's doing like spin kicks and just high kicks,
I wish the final kick was a roundhouse. I don't know why. I still wish that was what it was.
Because every final kick should be the roundhouse. We know
always
this.
should be the roundhouse.
That's roundhouse. Standard rule.
But he knocks him into the combine.
Which, as an adult, I'm like, I don't know if that would pierce through me. Those don't look sharp. I feel like if you were to kick me into that, it would hurt, but I would probably bounce off. But I was not kicked by someone with the Bane serum, so that also.
Also, you don't have the mass of Lundgren. So
this is true.
Think about
if anything, because how tiny I am, I might go in between every little peg.
You would have just been like, whoop, and just he's like, ha, sucker. No, I don't think it would have went through his hand. Because they loved showing that.
They
shot.
really loved showing that
they
hand.
Whoever
like made that, that guy was like, "Get that in there. Have you seen my hand?" He showed up to work that day, just like going to crafting table. Check out this hand.
He's telling everybody like, "No, I'm going to get a close up on mine." They're like, "Shut up, Dave. You're not going to get a close up." "Oh, I'm going to get one. You mark my words." He puts everything in. He got 2 close ups.
He did.
Dave kicked its ass, man, and. Again, cliche action movie, the hero leans over the bad guy to see if he's actually dead. And then, Dolph's still not dead. Dude got blown up in a truck. I don't think that was going to kill him.
Nope. He Michael Myers himself and raises his hand.
He Michael Myers. And still to this day, I know I thought it as a kid. I thought it this time. Dolph Lundgren's trying to kiss Jean Claude Van Damme.
Oh, no, that's exactly what Dom and I were saying. We're like, I was feeling for a good old kiss.
Dolph's got his lips
like,
puckered out.
He's puckering them out, and he's grabbing him by the back of the head and like bringing it in closer and closer.
I'm not trying to kill you.
I'm going to die. I'm at least going to kiss those lips.
That's right. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one thinking that. I have always thought that. And then I don't care. This is probably top 5 end one-liner of a movie.
I don't know, man. I feel like they missed the mark with it.
Nope. I love this one because it is, you can be discharged from the military, and what happens when you get thrown into the shredder? It discharges whatever you put in it. You're discharged, Sarge. Yes! That's like the end of True Lies where he goes, "You fired," and fires the missile.
To me, that's a way better. Like this one, I'm like, damn it.
This is top 5 for me. Top 5. I am not kidding. You're discharged, Sarge. And he follows it up with an even better one when she's like, "Where is he at? Is he still here?" And Van Damme, straight face, goes, "He's around." I was like, yes! Yes! He's around!
I like that we get to see a little bit of chunks being spewed out.
I looked at Jackie and I went, the kids just fell into it. They're committing suicide from Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah.
When the kid jumps into the wood chipper. And he's like, I don't know what they're doing. She lost it too because she knew exactly where I was going with it. But he just dove in. I don't know. It's a suicide pact.
Oh my god.
This is a favorite of mine, man. I'm glad we picked this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really am. I know, yeah, everybody, this is still one of our canned episodes. Charlie's still sick from every other episode you're going to hear.
No, Charlie's been sick for the entire month of November.
All of November, I've been sick. Send your well wishes, and it'll be fine. Email us at gmbmam@pod.com. But
Oh, yeah, we do have an email.
I haven't been saying that a whole lot
I
lately.
know.
I don't know. We haven't been getting emails. So,
Well,
but
that's
yeah.
Universal Soldier.
That's your discharge, Sarge. I love it. And then it just ends. Now there is no, I'm going to go turn myself in.
Then it ends, and your
Oh,
boy gets
yes.
hyped.
Oh.
Because I didn't know.
You didn't
And
know?
I've never been so hyped at the end of a movie.
Oh my God. Which is why this next segment fits so well with
Lead
the end of the
into
movie.
it.
Dude, this movie ends with
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
Body Count is the final song on Universal Soldier.
I was losing it. Still am.
It's why it's our music on the action show. It come from Universal Soldier,
In
man.
my head, it was just because body count rules. And
Well, I mean, it does fit. We did want to do a body count, but it was like I picked it because it was the end song of Universal Soldier. Even Jackie didn't know that, and we're watching it, and I'm like getting ready for the credits, and she's just looking at me, and I'm like, oh wait, and it doesn't start with the gunshot. I don't think it starts with the siren first.
yeah.
And the siren comes in, and she's looking at me like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it's where I got it. This is why it's the action segment. Was the end of Universal Soldier's Body Count, and I love it. So, speaking of the body count for Universal Soldier, this is going to be the body count, and I got this off of All Out of Bubblegum, and it's pretty much just the deaths, not Ralph Moeller dying 4 times.
We're not
going to
go into every single damn dead.
But there are 52 deaths in Universal Soldier. So it's sizable, and it's counting the Vietnam segment where we see people die in that, the Hoover Dam, a lot of the innocent people that get caught. There's 4 cops that die immediately in
the deli
segment. So I mean, it adds up fast in this movie. There's a lot of indiscriminate killing, and it works.
It definitely does. The only thing that's a little strange, even with that number, it's not like an action movie like, say, RoboCop, where you just have people being dispatched
No,
fairly
it's
quickly or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly I'm trying to say, but it's because of how much is cat and mouse, and you have to keep these 2 alive. It's not like Van Damme is going around and killing all the people. It's mainly Dolph.
It's Dolph going around, but you also got to remember that they do blow up the trailer that has all of the Unisols that hadn't been taken out yet. All of the main soldiers Dolph takes out, when he takes control. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terrorists at the Hoover Dam. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it is counting Dolph and Van Damme killing each other at the beginning, because they're dead.
They are dead.
He bayoneted him, and then they, shot each other. So, I mean, right there, we're already almost in the 20s. So as you continue on through the movie, it does add up pretty quick. It just feels weird because there's not a lot of people in the movie, like you're saying. It doesn't feel like
that's why
there's
it
a
feels
ton
so
of
strange, because
collateral
most of the movie is them
damage.
chasing one another and then you get to the gas station explosion. Like 6 Universal soldiers die there.
Yep.
The one colonel dies, and then a couple people die once
Yeah, the
Dolph is
other
fully
like
taken over.
officers and
And then
stuff
it's
like
back to
that.
chasing for a bit, and then you get to the deli scene, a couple more deaths. Like that's I think it's the space, but it still is entertaining action, and that's
Right.
why it works.
But you know, he killed the 2 cops in the bus scene. He kills the driver in the bus scene. You know, like I said, it adds up pretty fast. Somebody did a breakdown of the Luke and Scott kills, but I was like, I don't really care about that. I just want overall kill. So, all right, man. Well, let's do our kill of the week.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
So, Nate, in Universal Soldier, what is your kill of the week?
Oh man, that is a very good question, because like the way this movie works out, it's a little strange, right?
Yeah.
You know, but I do think I'm gonna have to go with that needle through the cheek, because it's so brutal. Because it's not going the front of the cheek; it's from the back of the head pushing through the cheek.
Yeah, like it went through the base of his skull, through his spine.
Just like the
out his
terrifying thing
face.
of thinking how big Dolph is, him forcing to sit you down and then forcing your head into a needle is pretty horrific.
And it's, once you really think about it, it's not just the needle that went through his head; it was the whole mechanism.
Yeah, the whole like thing had to go, like that's in the middle of his brain now.
Yeah, the syringe part.
It's not like it's a 10-inch long needle. No, this thing's like 3 inches, if that.
Yeah, so it went through his, dome.
What about you?
Dude, it's a disservice if I give this to anything else except your discharge, Sarge. I cannot not make that my kill of the week, because it's one of my favorite scenes in this movie. As a kid, it burned in my brain. I look forward to it all the time. It is a top 5 end one-liner for me. I don't care what anyone says. I love when he gets fed through the chipper, man. It is one of my, and it could have just shown the machine turning on and that's it. But no, we get chunks of Dolph flying out the chute, which makes it even better.
Yeah, yes. Like, we get our horror moment that was definitely...
The
other
only
movies
thing
would not do that.
The only thing that would have made it better was a chunk flew out and the camera follows it and it's his ear. That would have been the only thing that would have made it that much more better, was that his ear got cut off.
Well, then at that point, Van Damme would have to look down on the ground because it fell at his boot, of course. He'd be like, now I can't hear you. And then that's when we get body count credits roll.
I'll be like, I heard you the first time.
Oh!
Oh, so good. So good. All right, man. Let's rate this bad boy. All right, Nate. You got to go first.
Even though I knew it's been a long time since I seen it, but I remember liking this movie as a kid, and no matter what, there was going to be some enjoyment to it. Plus, watching it with my buddy Don was a lot of fun, but like, it's an 8.5 for me. Like, it feels kind of strange that we're doing a Van Damme movie for no like big milestone, because like the Mount Rushmore of action stars.
Our big heavies are usually special.
There's usually something, and this was kind of just like, let's just do it to do it, and we get 2 of the big heavies in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely an 8.5. It's just an all around a lot of fun.
And we just did RoboCop. This is like, we've done some bangers coming off of Halloween.
Yeah.
And
like,
I didn't pick lightweights for Halloween either. So, it's just been kind of like, yeah, I think it's because it's like we're getting ready to hit our, this is going to be coming to the end of our 2nd year doing the action stuff. So knowing next year starts our 3rd year, and there's some movies we haven't done yet.
Movies that you think
weird.
like, how have they not done that yet? It's like, nah, I think now we're at a point where it's like all cylinders are firing in this podcast.
I'm a lot more. The first year you're like, I'm too new at this and I don't want to waste some big ones. Second year, it's like, okay, it's time I want to cover this, but that just means there's even better ones to come in the third
Oh
year.
yeah, that basically what
Um,
we're teasing you with is next year, once we get past the 2-year anniversary mark, I think we're gonna have some pretty big body counts.
Yeah, I think if not body count, some ones that everyone's going to be like, "Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's action," or "Oh yeah, that's horror." You know, we're ramping towards, the holiday season. I know this one is just before Thanksgiving hits us. Um and then we got Christmas. I mean, this year's flying by for us. And we're recording this in October, but I still feel that way. Um as far as my rating for this,
Yeah, say what do you got?
this
We've
this
gushed.
we've gushed, man. Oh, it's not a low number. It's not a low number. 12, 13, 14-year-old me, Charlie would have probably ranked this as the best action movie ever. But,
Oh yeah, this
you
is
know,
this is definitely one of those like a 12-year-old version of us is like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
yeah. It really has stuck with me my entire life since I've seen it. But I think I'm just gonna up you a little bit. I'm gonna give it a 9.
There you
This
go.
is
Nice.
it is up there. Honestly, there's nothing I would ever really change in this movie. It's not like, oh, I wish they'd have done this, or I
Well,
wish I'd have
I
done
think
that.
my complaint is I just wish we could have gotten more of the other Universal soldiers.
I agree, but I
That's the big
also
thing. Like, we get to see them in action once, and then after that, it's like God. Like, if you have all of them going after Van Damme, w- the scene that happened at the hotel, we should have had more of like that, where it's like, holy shit, like he is truly outnumbered and outgunned. You know,
yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with
but
that, but I
also
also
he is becoming smarter and becoming more and more of his human self, so he's able to outsmart them
he's
because
free.
they are all
Yeah,
still stuck in the program except for
he's
Dolph.
free thinking.
Yeah,
Basically, he's broken of that. But in all reality, it's called, we paid a lot of money to get Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren in the same movie. They're going to be on the screen 90% of the
exactly.
time. That's
Yep.
just how the submit the stuff works with Hollywood. So good scores, good grading. So let's
Let's ruin the mood.
let's hurt my feelings.
I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right.
I know there's haters for this movie.
There are, but the problem is usually I try to pick something with like a short paragraph. The haters to this movie decide to write like 9 paragraphs. There were so many I was digging through, like too long.
Too long.
But I got one.
All right.
And this is Alec and Sarkic. I don't know. It's a lot of words just together that I don't know. Yeah. They gave this 3 out of 10 back in 2018 and called it universal garbage.
Blech.
Early 90s decade was most known for action and martial art movies. They were very popular also here on the Balkans, and I still remember how on television they just played movies with Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Seagal, Chuck Norris, and others. Our television channels still time to time played this kind of movies. I am admitting when I was a kid, I really enjoyed action movies. I am still enjoying them time to time when I want to relax and not think of hard themes. I always find something in the spear to watch or rewatch. So these days, I started to rewatch early movies with Jean Claude Van Damme. Of this early Van Damme flicks, Universal Soldier is most known of them, but in my opinion, the worst one. I really enjoy campy and cheesy movies, but this one has nothing of that. It is just totally brainless, and even the action sequence are badly done. And you also have one of the most annoying companions I have ever seen on movie, actress Ali Walker. I hope she will die in some part of the movie, but she is there till the end. But when you see that this one is directed by one of the worst directors in history of cinema, Roland Emmerich, then everything is clear. I only give this movie the rating 3 out of 10 because of the scene with Van Damme eating a ton of food in the drive-in. I laughed so hard, so stupid, but funny. Watch this movie if you're only diehard Van Damme fan, and because of the scene I mentioned, on another hard skip it.
Wow. I don't
Yeah,
like that guy.
I do think like this movie, they got a point. It doesn't have the campiness to it, so it's serious, so it feels darker. You know,
Oh, there's comedy in this. We
there
talked
is.
about that.
Yeah, I mean, but I could understand where it's like, oh, like someone being put off because they're like, oh, it's so dark.
Like I don't think this movie's dark at all, except for the Vietnam sequence. Like Van Damme's almost childlike in this movie. Like
he is
relearning stuff. I don't agree with that at all. That's called you just don't like action movies, so stop watching them. You know, there's also we have a co-host that didn't want to be on this episode because when we mentioned it, he started laughing.
Which
he's
I
like,
don't understand.
No, I'm like, what? It's Universal Soldier. I'm not. No. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Pete. He had no interest in doing this one, and I'm just like, this is like one of my top 20 action movies, man. This is Universal Soldier. I love this movie. And it keeps going. We talked about it. I don't know how many movies out now that are under the Universal Soldier.
Too many.
There might even be a TV show. I can't remember. It's so many Universal things because screw it. You know, here's a pun. It's universally loved. Ha! You know, that's just how it works. I don't know, man. I just know in the action circles and people of our generation, normally when you say this movie, when you say Universal Soldier, their eyes light up because it's like, oh yeah, Dolph Van Damme. Oh, that was the one where they were like dead bodies brought back to life. Like it checked every box I wanted at the time and still does. It just boggles my mind when there's still like people that are like, oh, this movie's garbage. Like I can understand there's certain movies I enjoy a lot, but I can also say, yeah, they're probably not good movies. I love Delta Force 2. For most people, it's not a good movie. But
Delta Force 2 is a highly enjoyable movie, but it's not a good movie.
Yeah, but I love it, and I will defend it to the end. But when I say movies like Universal Soldier, that's one where like everyone should have some type of positive reaction to it in my mind. You know, even if you don't really like action movies, you at least have heard of it. You at least like most people even kind of know the premise or at least who was in it. I don't know. That just bugs me, and I'm dragging this out way too long talking about. This guy's getting too much of my airtime.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so that guy's wrong. So that's why we make fun of him, and you know, he's not.
We're the only ones that are ever right. Sometimes
that's right.
Others are right more than the other.
Sometimes
you decide.
Not always. That's right. We're not going to call each other out on this one. All right, man. Well, that's another one in the can for us. And thank you guys for checking us out while we're taking our small hiatus for November. But we didn't want to leave you guys hanging without any entertainment. So, you know, we felt the pressure on us to keep going. So we're banking these early. So you get to hear Sick Charlie for a month. So if you...
Fair.
Where we are not taking a hiatus, though, is you'll still be able to find us over on Facebook on Give Me Back My Action Movies, the Facebook group, and Give Me Back My Horror Movies Facebook group. Both are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find us all there. We will stay completely active on that. We'll still be promoting all these episodes, you know, so we're there. Just taking a little bit of break from recording. That's about all we're doing here this year. Plenty of other stuff too to listen to. We have all of our shows on the Give Me Back My Podcast Network. We have Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, Monster Movie Stomp Down, Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. So plenty of stuff to keep you occupied during this holiday season, leading up to Turkey Day. Eat your mashed potatoes. You know, some good stuff there. Nate,
Eat
am
your
I forgetting
potatoes.
anything? Eat your potatoes.
Just keep eating potatoes.
Just keep eating the potatoes. So.
I think we did it. Thank you, everyone. Seriously appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You bared with us, and that's all we can ask for. So, Charlie, what is the good word?
You're going to hate me, but you're discharged, Sarge.
There was one good one, like, say goodnight, asshole.
No, I like your discharge, Sarge. Where's he at? He's around.
That one's a good one. That one is a good one.
That's a good one. But you can't have that one without your discharge, Sarge.
I guess.
I'm just saying. Top 5.